Hello, this is Malorian, and this will be a 2,500 point game of my Night Goblins against an Empire army. Alright, so this opponent here, he's the same one we're in the past, wanted a competitive game. Last time my top Orc and Goblin list really messed him up, so this time I decided to try something different. So I just finished a trade just yesterday where I got a whole bunch more Night Goblins, and I can actually now do a full Night Goblin army. So here you go. Going through it, I have 3 units of 100 Night Goblins, 2 units of 60 with short bows, another unit, a bunker of 20 in the back. There's a war boss in every single unit. The one in the back with my general has the opal amulet just for fun. The BSB is back there with the leadership banner. And then every single spear unit has, they were supposed to be able to have 3 for every spear unit, and then 2 for every bow unit, but because the bow units aren't going to have them, they're all piled over here with the other ones. And yeah, the fanatics are there just to be scaring him, to make him think they're there, but they're really not. So anyway, I actually got here half an hour late. So when I got here and saw the tournament, or the terrain was really in his favor, and buddy, if you're watching this, don't think I didn't notice. I was like, whatever, I'll fight my way through it. And then we also got Battle for the Pass, and not a good matchup for me to have. But you know, whatever. If I can get up there and through with my big blocks, I can do okay. Especially if I use the buildings for some jumping ahead type thing. You'll see how it happens later. But looking at his army, he has some knights on the left. He has 2 big units of halberdiers, and in them is a warrior priest. He has his archlector on the war altar, a big huge horde of the great swords, and there has the BSB and a captain. Pistoliers here on the right, and then on his hill and scattered around, he has 3 cannons and 3 mortars. So lots of fiery death. Alright, so I get first turn, and something I'll mention now, actually, that was kind of neat, is that neither of us took any magic. I mean, he has his priest guys, but it was neat to see that none of us took any magic. But anyway, I had some bad animosity here right away, where the 2 units on the right both failed and had to charge or do nothing. And so I wanted just to march up to the Pistoliers. Unfortunately, I had to charge, so there you go. The failed charge for the spears wasn't that bad, because I was 4.5 inches away from the building here, so next turn I'll be in range. That was fine. The river is actually a river of light, and so I'm just kind of moved up a little tiny bit there, and that was my turn. So his turn 1, you know, he has his Pistoliers that rally, come back and shoot me, but the real damage comes from his big mortars. In the end, my 1/2 archer unit fails and falls back a little bit, and the one on the right passes. And that's pretty much all to be said here. I mean, he's doing a whole bunch of bound spells, but I just don't care. I mean, when it comes down to it, I'll just dispel the unbreakable on when the combats happen. So my turn 2, that stupid unit keeps running. The one unit is moving up, and the other one's all inside that one tattered building there. Now that it's out the way, my bunker can rush up, and my other unit just walks right up to the Pistoliers. Alright, so it's his turn 2 now, and this really put a kink in my plans. The unit on the right, he put a whole bunch of shooting into it, and it was enough that my bunker was out of range. And I had really heavily laden this with a lot of heroes to make sure it'd be good for combat, and they failed their leadership and fell back. So, I mean, I've been dealing with this dance with the Pistoliers with my animosity, and now that they fell back, I knew they're not going to be doing much in combat at all. So now really my hopes lie with my other 2 main combat blocks. So my turn 3, both the units rally, which was great, and you know, my one unit moves up, the other one pops out, so I'm right in his face with all these characters. It's going to look really good. But as would be typical, my bunker failed animosity, and so, you know, who needs leadership 8 or a reroll, right? So his turn 3, he charges in. I got the knights on my flank, but you know, they're going to have a lot of characters. I've already moved them over, so I should do a lot of damage to him. And then his great swords are going into the other big unit. He would have liked to charge with his archlector as well, but his arc was just not right to be able to see it, so he just kind of moved over. And yeah, it was pretty crappy. He got off the one spell on the knight so that he got, always strike first and stuff. So with the rerolls, they did a lot of damage. He was also really smart and attacked my characters, and so that wasn't good. And hitting back, I killed some, but even with great weapons, he still has a 4+ save. So anyway, the Knights beat the one unit. I was amazed that they got away. The Knights then overran into the next unit and lost there again. And of course, I'm steadfast, but it's only on leadership 7. Of course, I fail, and the other one runs, gets away, pops over the building, pops over the unit. They pass their leadership, and yeah, this is bad, but the thing to remember is that he hasn't really scored any victory points. He's killed a few bosses, but when you think of also had his war machines explode too, and he loses a cannon somewhere as well here as well. So I don't know if it was this turn or next, but as it is, it's still a tie, so it's not that bad. And finally now, if I charge those pistoliers, they'll be taking some dangerous terrain tests running through my unit. But on my turn 4, I lose all hope because that one unit fails its leadership 7 to rally, runs off the board. I charge the pistoliers, they flee, they get away. My key characters move out of the bunker into the other unit that rallies, and I'm shooting at them with my bows, but other than killing off like 10 halberdiers so far, I'm not really doing all that much. His turn 4, his halberdiers move up to try and threaten me, and his knights are coming over now so that if I fail a charge, they can hit my flank. My turn 5, I would love to charge, but I failed animosity, so I just kept on shooting at him. His turn 5, he realizes there's no reason to risk the river, so his halberdiers swift reform and start going away, and he just keeps on trying to shoot me with war machines. My turn 6, I finally get some revenge as I charge the pistoliers, they flee. Then this is the thing of 8th, where you can't really be setting up things like this, because I just passed my test to redirect, go into the Knights, he decides to take it. I kill a whole bunch, he breaks, and the banner should be there dead too, but no points to me because I didn't actually wipe it out. And then his turn 6, his guys keep running. He does a little bit of shooting at me, but that's about it. He thought about trying to charge with his great swords, but I told him, I'm just going to flee, pop over the building, and it doesn't matter because you're not going to get any points. So that was it. So victory to the Empire. I'd say the number one thing that led to this was probably terrain. That river really messed things up. The fact that, well, it's more the mission, but the way the board was, where I had to march across all the way while being blasted, and then finally the one turn where it mattered, where my bunker failed animosity, so that my guys had to just hope off a leadership 7, which I failed, and yeah, it didn't really make it for much of a game. It was really me just getting blasted, and then when it counted, I ran away, and then even when I was lucky to get away from the Knights, which was crazy, then I failed to rally, went off the board, and it was just, yeah. So anyway, it was really neat to play an all-Knight Goblin army. Having 450 plus models on the board was pretty cool. If I was ever to do this in a tournament, I don't think I even would have tried. I actually would have taken the other side and just gone into buildings and things and just waited out the tie, but there you go. So I don't know if you liked the battle, but I hoped you liked at least seeing this many models on the board. So there you have it. Thanks. Bye.